Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Well, I mean, prediction came in, didn't it? I gotta say, the predictions have been pretty spot on recently. Even yesterday on the watch along for the PSG-Liverpool game, I did say, you know what? Liverpool are gonna nick this, 15 minutes later they nicked it. To be fair, I said Madrid would beat Atletico, Real Madrid would beat Atletico 3-1, they won 2-1, so I was out by 1 there. But we're doing pretty well. Well, I did say, you know, Chelsea to win 2-1. That's exactly what happened. Although that cut it a little bit fine, if I'm honest, because in the end of that second half, you never know. The way that Chelsea are moving, sometimes you look and you think, are we gonna, you know, concede? Is this gonna be another thing where we throw it away? But in the Conference League, with the quality on show, we've got something that's, I think, an advantage to us, is that even in terms of individual quality, when we do turns, like for example today, to the bench, and we bring on certain players, it does change the game, and it does set a certain level that I think other teams in this competition just can't keep up with. Even us on our bad day, we can rely on some individual quality, and it just does get us over the line. That's the Conference League as a whole. So I hope all of you enjoyed that game. If you're on the watch along, much appreciated. I enjoyed that. That was one hell of a watch along, by the way. Big up to every single one of you that was there and contributed and was in the chat. And we unlocked all sorts of different things to help the watch along just pop off and look even more amazing. So big up to everyone that was contributing to all the hand gestures. If you know, you know. If you haven't, you can go back and have a look. But Chelsea 2-1 winners. At one point, I was concerned about how I was going to deliver this review. And I was saying this on the watch along. After that first half, I was literally saying, I don't know what I'm going to talk about on the review. And that's the worst thing that can happen to all of us. Like, if it's 0-0 and loads of things have happened, cool, there's a lot to talk about. But when it's 0-0 and nothing has happened and it's dead, there's nothing to say. So, like I said on that watch along, this review is actually going to be basically the second half. That's all I can talk about. Because the first half was abysmal. We were talking about watching paint dry. And I mean, there was even a part of it, I started looking at my wall, seeing if there was anything entertaining on it. You know, or if it was changing colour. Because we were just all falling asleep. Absolutely shocking first half. Now, I do want to say, it has worked out in the end. And that is the most important thing. It's a risky move, but it has worked out in the end. And what do I mean? Because the lineup that we initially went with, as far as I'm concerned, it was subpar. It didn't really take this game seriously. And we were struggling. We were doing nothing. Copenhagen were tight, defensive, compact, low, quite narrow, sending us to the wings all the time, knowing that if we were to just pop a ball into the box, nothing would happen. They knew they were safe. And that's what they relied on. And it worked. First half, it absolutely worked. In fact, even on the ball, Copenhagen looked more commanding. So the first half absolutely stunk out the place. I think worst half of the season in terms of just entertainment. Or, you know, deliverability. Because there's been other poor halves this season where we've gone down, we've conceded, it's been tragic. But this was the half that had absolutely nothing in it. So when you look at the way that we were set up, and even with like playing Mueka up top, Dewsbury Hall, it was just subpar. And when you look at the substitutions that Maresca made, it unlocked everything. It actually did. And against a team like Copenhagen in the Conference League, which was, with all due respect, they're one of the hardest teams left in the competition. You know that sort of quality that you can bring on, that level at least, is going to help you. Brings on Nkunku. Brings on Cucurella because Gusto got injured. Gusto did in fact get injured, by the way. I feel like we're not going to see Gusto for a while. Because that first initial challenge after like 2 minutes where he was barely touched, but I think he must have moved something in his ankle or something. Something must have misaligned because he just looked like he couldn't continue and he kept running and running. He was trying, but he couldn't and he fell to the ground. I feel like he's got a bit of an injury here and we're probably not going to see him for a while. So we'll wait and see what happens. But he comes off. Those players come on. Cucurella comes on and Nkunku comes on. We see a difference. Enzo then comes on. We then first thing out of the bat, second half, we score. And it's a courtesy for the players that I've just mentioned who contributed to that. Literally, Tyreek George fed it into... Was it Tyreek George or Kukurea? Fed it into the path of Reece James. And Reece James from about 25 yards out, I would say, 25, 30, literally passed it into the bottom corner. Now, I don't know, I'll be honest, it's a good shot in terms of the placement, but the power was non-existent. I don't know how it trickled into the net. How the goalkeeper didn't reach it, I don't know. But we'll take it because we needed that. First thing out of the block, second half, 1-0 up and boom. And this is what I said on the watch along as well. We needed that first goal because if we get that first goal, it opens up the game. It means Copenhagen have to now come out and you know, advance a little bit. They can't stay so compact and low and defensive because if not, they're going to lose. So that aids us because we weren't finding any space whatsoever. We were able to do nothing. Just sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. Up until the goal, you get a bit more space. It opens up a little bit. Happy days. And then, thankfully, it ends up paying off and we end up getting the second goal. Like I said, with the way that the substitutions were made, the impact was there. You could see players like Enzo Fernandez, for example, on the ball. And this is something to pay attention to because with a player like Enzo, and you see him in this game, trying to advance. There was another player who done it as well. Trying to advance with the ball. And he wants to pass to someone forward. And there's no one. There's absolutely no one. And no one's moving. And it's like, I've got no one. And he's even signaling, like, come into the space. No one's coming into the space. So he goes backwards. That is something that needs to change. That is something that needs to change, right? That has to. Because that's... We do blame Chelsea for constantly going sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. We complain maybe about the system or maybe the way that we're playing and whatnot. But sometimes there are players that are trying to initiate the correct thing and there's no one to bounce off. Why? That's what I want to ask. Because in that situation, I don't blame Enzo. Enzo has to pass to someone. If not, he's going to lose the ball. There has to be options made, which there isn't. At times, that's I want to say that. You could see Enzo was getting frustrated with that. But the impact that he had was actually quite good. Marco Correa. So yeah, Nkunku Marco Correa managed to get the ball off, pass it into Reece James, and then 1-0. Later on, we had Tyreek George offer the assist into Enzo Fernandez. Correa, I think it was, who won the ball into Tyreek George. Left-hand side, feeds it into the middle of the box. Enzo runs into it, places it into the right-hand side of the goal, and it's 2-0, happy days. And at this point, I'm thinking, it's done. The tie is done. Because I don't see Copenhagen coming to the bridge and winning. This kind of changed. When Copenhagen scored, and I was like, okay, I was expecting them to score anyway. And the goal was kind of poor to concede, if we're being honest. Set piece, ball into the box, back post, right? Pereira, no one's on him. The furthest player in that box, in that line, that was closest to Pereira was Dewsbury Hall. He just let him through. Header, I don't know what Sanchez is doing either. Sanchez dives and goes for it inside his net. Inside his goal. He gets a hand onto it. What are you doing? It's literally a straight header to Sanchez too. I don't get what he was trying to do. But anyway, good power, to be fair on it. But it's 2-1. And that's where I'm thinking, okay, look, if Copenhagen get an equaliser here, this might be a sticky situation going into the bridge. But we picked up a win. Now, for Copenhagen to get through, Copenhagen have to come to Chelsea and beat us. And I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I know we can be bad. I know we have our issues. I know we've got our lack of levels. I know all of that. But just like I reckon we'll beat Leicester, right? On Sunday, I reckon we'll also beat Copenhagen. And then I think it starts to get sticky. Arsenal. We play Liverpool. Did we play Liverpool? Let me look at the games just to make sure. Arsenal, Tottenham. Then we got Brentford, Ipswich, Fulham, Everton, Liverpool, Newcastle, United, Nottingham Forest. So there's a lot of those games where I'm looking, oh my God, right? But up until Arsenal, I think we're fine. I think we're fine, if I'm honest. Just because, look, like I said, we have our issues, but at the end of the day, levels are levels. These teams are just, even on our bad day, we've got enough individual quality to rely on. And I feel like today was an example of that. We stunk up the first half. And individual quality sometimes comes into clutch, it shows, and you're able to get a result. So at the end of the day, this is what I meant at the start of the video, where the way that we approached the game at the beginning, I didn't agree with. But it has worked out. And it's also worked out too, being able to take Cole Palmer off and giving him a little bit of a rest. He's now got a bit more free legs for Sunday. We've got other players that came on for the second half who had 45 minutes to rest. So they're going to be even more ready for Sunday. So it's worked out. It's worked out. But we do make it hard for ourselves, don't we? So let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see how this one's all going to pan out. Let me know your thoughts down below in terms of everything that we saw tonight. What do you expect from the second leg? Again, like I said, I expect to win. Not a battering, but I expect to win. We'll see what happens. Probably another 2-1. Something like that. And then we'll win like 4-2 on aggregate or 5-2 on aggregate, something like that. So let's wait and see. But thank you all so much for watching. In terms of other results, Tottenham lost. I have to. Sorry, expressions. But hey, at least we got the road to WrestleMania to look forward to. Hey, I know he's a big WWE fan as well, so it's fine. His life is good. But Tottenham lost in the Europa League. United drew 1-1. Fenerbahce lost to Rangers 3-1, which is a shame because I wanted Joes to do well. But congrats, Rangers, because we like Rangers. But in the Conference League, Molde beat Legia Warsaw 3-2. Panathinaikos beat Fiorentina 3-2. And Real Betis, Vitória de Guimarães 2-2. So even with the so-called big teams left in the competition, it's all really tight. Chelsea are the only ones that have really gone, yeah, you know what, we've won. This competition should be in the bag. It should, but let's see if we make it easy or hard for ourselves. But let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you on the next one. Make sure you guys are here for tomorrow. Subscribe, notification bell on. Also, to keep you guys posted on the schedule, video each day. Preview for Sunday will be on Saturday. Sunday will be a double whammy in terms of a watch-along. There will be the Chelsea-Leicester watch-along. There will be the Man United-Arsenal watch-along. In between that, there will be the Chelsea-Leicester review. So that's all popping off. And like I've said before, if you're a wrestling fan, hit the link in the description. Younes Talks Wrestling is up and running, and there's videos on there to go and see. So thank you all so much. Also, join as a member on here in order to catch the members-only streams and chats that are coming from next week. Thank you all so much. And I'll catch all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. Look after yourselves. Take care. And peace.